Mr. Sergeant of Arms, invite the members into the chamber and close doors. I hereby declare the House of Representatives of the 114th General Assembly of the State of Tennessee now in session. Will the members please stand? With the visitors in the gallery please stand and remain standing through the Pledge of Allegiance. Representative Darby will serve as chaplain of the day.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. Hey, quick little story here, and we all are here for the right reasons. And a quick little story that changed my life there in a positive way. I was a sophomore in college, fixing to get out for Christmas break. Our coach says, hey, we're fixing to go to the Star Center in Jackson, Tennessee, and visit some afflicted kids in wheelchairs, canes, kids that just really touch your heart. We got through there. Everybody brought a gift. We had a great time. And coach gets on the vans there and just starts ripping us a new one. Says, guys, I seen what you did. I seen how you treated those kids. Don't anybody leave. And we had parents waiting on the kids to get back to take them home for Christmas break. He says, listen, I seen what was going on there. I seen what y'all were snickering about. He says, everybody grab their shoes, get back to the field. We're fixing to run before we leave. Everybody's sitting there dreading what's coming because our coach was about a track coach instead of a baseball coach. So we all get back to the field. Tears me up. We all get back to the field. We all get out there in the middle. And he says, guys, we're not going to pull no hammies today. Everybody get warmed up. Give me one good lap here before we start breaking it down. Everybody's griping. We all run that one lap. He says, all right, everybody right here. He said, everybody's griped for the last 30 minutes thinking that they was going to have to come out here and run and do some exercise. He said, what would those kids give for one afternoon to get out here and run and play and think like y'all have done here and y'all that dread this? One of the best eye-opening experiences in my life, and I've never taken it for granted. Same way with this place. Besides faith and family, this has been one of the greatest opportunities I've ever had. Guys, don't take it for granted. Let us pray. Dear Lord, we come to you today with open arms, dear Lord, humble, never taking it for granted for what you granted us here today. Dear Lord, just continue to watch over us, care for us, give us the wisdom and discernment to be better stewards of Tennessee. Forgive us where we failed you. In Jesus' name we pray. Amen.
Representative Darby will lead us in the Pledge of Allegiance.
Attention, salute, pledge. I pledge allegiance to the flag and the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Mr. Clerk, please take the roll.
Roll call.
Mr. Clerk, please take the roll.
Mr. Speaker, 91 members present.
Let the journal reflect Representative Lynn, Towns, Garrett, and Hardaway are excused. Next word, Mr. Clerk.
Welcoming, honoring, and announcements.
Welcoming, honoring, announcements. Representative Hawk.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. She's in school right now and not able to watch, but for posterity's sake, this is my younger daughter's 15th birthday. If you all could wish happy birthday to baby girl. She runs the show, if you all know what I mean.
Representative Brooks at Chairman Clemens' desk.
Oh. Thank you, Mr. Chair. Thank you, Mr. Speaker. Today, I rise to honor my son, Akila, and all those we lost in the Waffle House mass shooting on this day 8 years ago. I speak their names, Akila De Silva, the Ebony Groves, Joe Perez, Taurine Sanderlin. Akila was more than a victim. He was brilliant, full of life, and he loved his family. But most of all, he wanted to live. He had big dreams. I miss him every single day. We must never forget them. And we must honor them with more than silence. We must honor them with action. I choose to honor him on the floor because change happens here. And in their names, we must do more. Thank you.
Thank you. Chairman Williams.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. Just wanted to take an opportunity to wish my intern this year. It's been phenomenal. Today is her birthday, Eleanor Schiller. So if you see her running around, you'll have to stop her to wish her happy birthday because she's so shy. She's going to be embarrassed for a week after doing this to her today. So happy birthday, Eleanor.
Chairman Terry.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. Today is Administrative Professionals Day, so I'd like to thank my LA, Alexa Anger, for all the work that she's done, and the other LAs here that work up here, because this place would not function without them. So happy Administrative Professionals Day.
Anyone else seeking recognition? Representative Jones of Davison.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. Yesterday we passed HJR 1536, and just want to take a moment to share with the chamber about the history that happened 150 years ago in this very chamber. We were researching that in April 1876, Black leaders from across the nation convened here on the Tennessee House floor to discuss Reconstruction policies of voting rights, fighting for labor reform, fighting for civil rights acts in the face of racial terror. And so this convention passed resolutions demanding the Civil Rights Defense Act, as well as education funding and looking at Southern labor improvement and economic reforms. Also wanted to share that in 1876, the Colored Convention was part of a larger long-term Black convention movement spanning the 1830s to 1880s that was aimed at asserting citizenship and responding to the rise of violent oppression and disenfranchisement in the South through political engagement and community unity. And so that happened right here in this chamber. And so that's something we just want to lift up and honor. And so thank you so much.
Representative Shaw.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. I know it's been mentioned. I'd just like to mention that it is LA Administrative Day and Week, and to honor my LA for all the hard work the past 24 years, Ms. Allison Sneed. Thank you.
Representative Parkinson.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. Mr. Speaker, also, I want to honor my LA, Vanessa Horner, who is leaving me again. Right, we got this thing going on. You know, she leaves me, she comes back. She leaves me, she comes back. But she's leaving me again at the end of this month, or May rather. And I want to thank her for the absolutely wonderful 16 years of friendship, love, honor. Not just that, but the stewardship over all of these young folks that don't know what they're doing when they come in. She's their mother too. So I'm thanking her on behalf of them also. But I do want to honor her and for everything that she's done for me and everything she's done for the constituents of District 98. Thank you, Mr. Speaker.
Thank you. Representative Hakeem.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. I too would like to express thanks and appreciation to my LA, Miss Michaela Martin, and my intern, Kyra. I guess you could say if anybody can keep me on track, they've been able to do it. Thank you, sir.
Representative Love.
Thank you, Speaker. And of course, I join with my colleagues in celebrating the good work of my LA and office manager, Ms. Ann Sharfner, who does a great deal with constituent work and make sure that we are on time with the things we're doing in session. So thank you, Ms. Sharfner, for all the work that you do for District 58.
Chairman Clemens.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. Everyone, I rise today. I want to recognize my wonderful intern who is here in the balcony with us today, Ms. Shamara Houston. If you'll stand up. As y'all can imagine, I'm a lot to deal with, and we've got a wonderful staff at the caucus office, but she's been a great asset to us this year. She's getting her master's at UT Martin. So thank you, Shamaria.
Representative Brooks.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. I also want to thank my children for being here and for their support. Thank you.
All right, any further welcoming and honoring and announcement? Seeing none, next order, Mr. Clerk.
Introduction resolutions.
Lear Lambert, you recognize.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. Move that all resolutions properly filed be introduced pursuant to Rule number 17 or placed on the consent calendar and placed on the consent calendar refer to the appropriate standing committee.
Without objection, so ordered. Next order, Mr. Clerk.
Senate Joint Resolutions congratulatory and memorializing.
Lear Lambert, you recognize.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. Move that all Senate joint resolutions congratulatory and memorializing line on the desk be placed on the consent calendar pursuant to Rule number 17.
Without objection, so ordered. Next order, Mr. Clerk.
Resolutions lying over.
Lear Lambert, you recognize.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. Move that all resolutions line over be referred to the appropriate standing committee.
Without objection, so ordered. Next order, Mr. Clerk.
Introduction of bills, Senate bills on first consideration, Senate bills on second consideration, House bills on second consideration, petitions and memorials, reports of standing committees, reports of select committees, calendars. Mr. Speaker, the House has a consent calendar.
Chair Lady Moody, you're recognized.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. I move passage of the consent calendar on third and final consideration in keeping with Rule 50.
Chair Lady Moody moves passage of the consent calendar, probably seconded. Mr. Clerk, any objections been filed?
Mr. Speaker, no objections filed.
Anyone seeking recognition on the consent calendar? Seeing none, any objection to the question? Seeing none, we're voting. All those in favor of the consent calendar, vote aye when the bell rings. Those opposed, vote no. Has every member voted? Does any member wish to change their vote? Mr. Clerk, please take the vote.
Ayes 89, no nays, 2 present, not voting.
Having received the constitutional majority, I declare consent calendar passed without objection. The motion reconsiders table. Next order, Mr. Clerk. Let the journal reflect. Representative Freeman's excused. Lear Lambert.
Thank you, Speaker. I move to take up yesterday's message calendar at this time.
Without objection, so ordered. Mr. Clerk, call up the next message.
Mr. Speaker, House Bill 483 by Chairman Farmer relative to district attorneys. Mr. Speaker, on April 16, 2026, Senate substituted House Bill 43. Senate Bill 443 adopted Amendment 1, passed House Bill 43 as amended.
Chairman Farmer, you recognize.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. Members, what this amendment does, it provides some fiscal oversight to the mechanisms that we put in place. And with that, I'd be happy to answer any questions. I move to concur in Senate Amendment number 1.
Chairman Farmer moves to concur in Senate Amendment number 1. Probably second discussion on the amendment. Representative Parkinson.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. And Mr. Sponsor, can you just elaborate just a little bit more detail about what the bill does, if you don't mind?
Chairman Farmer.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. Members, and I've explained the bill. This is regards to an amendment that came back from the Senate, and it involves, the Senate allowed for the comptroller to be involved to provide for some fiscal oversight for the mechanisms that we put in place. We spent a considerable amount of time debating this bill, discussing this bill. I'm not going to rehash that, but I'm here to talk about the amendment. So I'll be happy to answer any questions you may have about the amendment.
Representative Parkinson.
Thank you, Mr. Sponsor. And so how does the amendment change the bill?
Chairman Farmer.
Like I said, it provides fiscal oversight with regards to any monies that may be spent or received. The comptroller's office is going to oversee that process. It doesn't really change the bill substantively with regards to how and what's happening. It just provides for this fiscal oversight.
Representative Parkinson.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. Thank you, Mr. Sponsor.
Chairman Clemens. No, he waives. Any further discussion? Seeing none, we're voting. All those in favor of Senate Amendment number 1, vote aye when the bell rings. Those opposed, vote no. As every member voted, does any member wish to change their vote? Mr. Clerk, please take the vote.
Ayes 66, 25 nays.
Senate Amendment number 1, having received a constitutional majority, I hereby declare it concurred in without objection and most reconsiders tabled. Call up next message, Mr. Clerk.
House Bill 1673 by Representative Bricken relative to utilities and utility districts. Mr. Speaker, on April 16, 2026, Senate substituted House Bill 1673 for Senate Bill 1595, adopted Amendment 1, passed House Bill 1673 as amended.
Representative Bricken, you're recognized.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. This is an amendment dealing with the TBOR, Tennessee Board of Utility Regulators. It's a comptroller's bill. They just want some clarifying educational language in the bill. And with that, I move to concur.
Representative Brickman moves to concur and send amendment number 1, probably seconded. Any discussion on the amendment? Seeing none, any objection to the question? Seeing none, we're voting. All those in favor of Senate Amendment number 1, vote aye when the bell rings. Those opposed, vote no. Has every member voted? Does any member wish to change their vote? Mr. Clerk, please take the vote.
Ayes 89, 1 nay.
Senate Amendment 1, having received constitutional majority, I hereby declare concur to him without objection. The motion reconsider is tabled. Call up next message, Mr. Clerk.
Senate Bill 1681 by Leader Love. Mr. Speaker, on April 20th, 2026, the Senate adopted a conference committee report and made it the action of the Senate.
Representative Love, you are recognized.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. Members, this conference committee report simply is that the Senate took our amendment that we originally passed, and that is the crux of it. I move we adopt the conference committee report and make it the action of the House.
Representative Love moves to adopt the conference committee report and make it the action of the House. Any discussion? Seeing none, any objection to the question? Seeing none, we're voting. All those in favor of the conference committee report, vote aye when the bell rings. Those opposed, vote no. Has every member voted? Does any member wish to change their vote? Mr. Clerk, please take the vote.
Ayes 82, 7 nays, 1 present, not voting.
The conference committee report, having received a constitutional majority, I hereby declare it adopted and made the action of the House without objection. The motion reconsidered is tabled. Next message, Mr. Clerk.
House Bill 1762 by Representative Gant relative to Register of Deeds. Mr. Speaker, on April 16, 2026, Senate refused to recede from its adoption of Senate Amendment number 1.
Representative Gant, you're recognized.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. We move to refuse to recede from our action in non-concurring in the Senate Amendment 1, and that a conference committee be appointed to confer with like committee from the Senate to resolve the differences between the two bodies.
Representative Gant moves to refuse to receive from our action in non-recurring in Senate Amendment number 1, and that a conference committee be appointed to concur with a like committee from the Senate to resolve the differences between the two bodies. Properly seconded. Without objection, motion carries. I appoint the following members: Representative Gant, Representative Travis, Representative Mitchell, Representative Kiesling, Representative Powers. Next message, Mr. Clerk.
House Bill 2502 by Representative Hill and others relative to banks and financial institutions. Mr. Speaker, on April 16, 2026, Senate substituted House Bill 2502 for Senate Bill 2166, adopted Amendment 2, passed House Bill 2502 as amended.
Representative Hill, you're recognized.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. The Senate added a clarifying amendment that adds sourcing language to the money transmitter bill that the House passed. And with that, Mr. Speaker, I move to concur in Senate Amendment number 2.
Representative Hill moves to concur in Senate Amendment number 2. Probably second. Any discussion on the amendment? Chairman Clemens.
Yeah, thank you, Mr. Speaker. We've had concerns about the constitutionality of this bill, overstepping into regulating foreign commerce and being unconstitutional, since no other state has enacted a law of this breadth that facially discriminates against foreign commerce. We're treating in-state transactions differently. Does this amendment address or fix those issues in any way with regard to this bill discriminated against the regulation of foreign commerce?
Representative Hill.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. What the amendment does coming from the Senate, it basically clarifies using what is called sourcing language to exempt people traveling abroad, but their money transmitter platform is based in the U.S. So think about parents using Venmo to Venmo their child that may be traveling on a student trip or a school trip. Both of those platforms are U.S. based, and that's what this amendment does. Is it just clarifies that that is exempt from this legislation.
Chairman Clemens.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker.
Leader Camper.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. Did it address the concerns I had about military people being stationed abroad and receiving money from family?
Representative Hill.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. Again, this amendment is specifically dealing with the, it clarifies the sourcing language, which again is talking about the U.S.-based money transmitter to U.S.-based money transmitter. That's what the amendment does. It didn't go any further than that.
Any further discussion? Seeing none, any objection to the question? Seeing none, we're voting. All those in favor of Senate Amendment number 2, vote aye when the bell rings. Those opposed, vote no. Has every member voted? Does any member wish to change their vote? Mr. Clerk, please take the vote.
Aye, 70, 19 nays, 2 present, not voting.
Senate Amendment number 2, having received a constitutional majority, I hereby declare concurred in without objection. The motion to reconsider is tabled. Hang on. Call the next message, Mr. Clerk.
Mr. Speaker, we have a House Message Calendar 2 dated yesterday, Tuesday, April 21st. First item, House Bill 1707 by Representative Scarborough relative to immigration. Mr. Speaker, on April 20th, 2026, Senate substituted House Bill 1707 for Senate Bill 1952, adopted Amendment 2, and passed House Bill 1707 as amended.
Representative Scarborough, you recognize.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. The amendment placed on by the Senate removes the requirement for our judges to cooperate with our fellow immigration officials. I move to non-concur with Senate Amendment number 2.
Without objection, we non-concur. Next message, Mr. Clerk.
Mr. Speaker, we have a message calendar dated for today, Wednesday, April 22nd. Item 1, Senate Bill 648 by Chairman Bolso.
Chairman Bozo, you recognize.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. Members, this is an amendment to our Women's Safety and Protection Act that we passed last April. The Senate amendments that are reflected in the conference committee reports are not material. One simply addresses the title of the act, and the other tweaks a bit provisions relating to public institutions of higher education. I move we adopt the conference committee report and make it the action of the House.
Chairman Bozo moves to adopt the conference committee report and make it the action of the House. Any discussion? Seeing none, any objection to the question? Seeing none, we're voting. All those in favor of the conference committee report, vote aye when the bell rings. Those opposed, vote no. Has every member voted? Does any member wish to change their vote? Mr. Clerk, please take the vote.
Aye, 71, 18 nays.
Conference committee report having received a constitutional majority, I hereby declare adopted and made the action in the House without objection. The motion for reconsider is tabled. Next message, Mr. Clerk.
Senate Bill 2320 by Speaker Pro Tem Marsh relative to campaigns and campaign finance on April 21st, 2026. Senate adopted a conference committee report.
Speaker Pro Tem Marsh, you're recognized.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. This is the bill that we talked about using campaign funds for personal home security. We, in the conference, we changed a couple of things. The Senate had unlimited amount of funds. We limited it to $12,000 a year. We added security fences and safe rooms. And we said elected officials only, not candidates. I move to adopt the conference report and make it action of the House.
Speaker Pro Tem Marsh moves adoption of the conference committee report and make it the action of the House. Any discussion? Seeing none, any objection to the question? Seeing none, we're voting. All those in favor of the conference committee report, vote aye when the bell rings. Those opposed, vote no. Has every member voted? Does any member wish to change their vote? Ms. Clerk, please take the vote.
Ayes 90, no nays.
The conference committee report having received a constitutional majority, I hereby declare adopted and made the action in the House without objection. The motion for reconsider is tabled.
Mr. Speaker, we're ready for item 3, House Bill 2374 by Chairman Lafferty relative to bail and bail bonds. Mr. Speaker, on April 20th, 2026, the Senate appointed a conference committee.
Chairman Lafferty, you're recognized.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. I move we adopt the conference committee report and make it the action of the House.
Chairman Lafferty moves adoption of the conference committee report, make it the action of the House. Any discussion? Seeing none. Any objection to the question? Seeing none. We're voting. All those in favor of the conference committee report, vote aye when the bell rings. Those opposed, vote no. Has every member voted? Does any member wish to change their vote? Mr. Clerk, please take the vote.
Ayes 83, one nay, 4 present, not voting.
The conference committee report, having received a constitutional majority, I hereby declare it adopted and made the action of the House without objection. Most reconsider table. Call up next message, Mr. Clerk.
Mr. Speaker, we have an additional message from the Senate. Mr. Speaker, I'm directed to return the House Bill 2560, substituted for the Senate bill on the same subject amendment and passed by the Senate. That's on House Bill 2560 by Leader Lambert and others relative to emergency management.
Leader Lambert. Leader Lambert, you recognize.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. I move to concur in Senate Amendment number 4.
Leader Lambert moves concur in Senate Amendment number 4. Probably seconded. Any discussion on the amendment? Chairman Clemens.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. Can you elaborate on this legislation? I couldn't understand what the clerk said as the caption and what the amendment does.
Leader Lambert.
This is what creates the TEMA. So TEMA as a department, all the amendment did was change the enactment date.
All right. Any further discussion? Any objection to the question? Seeing none. All those in favor of the All those in favor of adopting Senate Amendment number 4, vote aye when the bell rings. Those opposed, vote no. Has every member voted? Does any member wish to change their vote? Mr. Clerk, please take the vote.
Ayes 84, one nay, 5 present, not voted.
Senate Amendment number 4, having received a constitutional majority, I hereby declare concurred in without objection. Most reconsider table. Next message, Mr. Clerk.
House Bill 2251 by Chairman Grills. Mr. Speaker, it's relative to criminal magistrates. Mr. Speaker, I'm directed to return to the House Bill 2251, substitute for Senate bill on the same subject amendment passed by the Senate.
Chairman Grills, you're recognized.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. I've already worked with the Senate once on a previous bill, and we concurred with them, but with this one, we're going to non-concur.
Without objection, we non-concur. Next message, Mr. Clerk.
Mr. Speaker, House Bill 1857 by Chairman Rudd relative to education. Message from the Senate, Mr. Speaker, I'm directed to return to the House Bill 1857. The Senate acceded to the request of the House appointed a conference committee. Speaker appointed a conference committee composed of Senators Pody, Roberts, Oliver to confer with the Light Committee of the House and open conference to resolve the difference between the bodies on House Bill 1857.
Representative Rudd, you're recognized.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. By the way, I don't know what's been going on up here, but somebody's torn the crap out of this thing right here. It's just barely hanging on. Somebody got excited up here. Mr. Speaker, we went to a conference committee report and we negotiated, and they yielded to most of our demands, and I move that we accept the conference committee report.
Chairman Rudd moves adoption of the conference committee report and make the action of the House. Any discussion? Any objection to the question? Seeing none, we're voting. All those in favor of the conference committee report, vote aye when the bell rings. Those opposed, vote no. As every member voted, does any member wish to change their vote? Mr. Clerk, please take the vote.
Ayes 71, 19 nays.
The conference committee report, having received a constitutional majority, I hereby declare adopted and made the action of the House without objection. Most reconsider table. Mr. Clerk, next calendar. Call the first bill, Mr. Clerk.
Mr. Speaker, we have a regular calendar dated for today, Wednesday, April 22nd. First item, House Bill 1536 by Representative Shaw and others relative to Tennessee Agriculture Innovation and Education Initiative.
Representative Shaw, you recognize. Leader Lamberth, for what purpose?
A question for the representative, if I may, Mr. Speaker.
Well, we're not on the bill, so you're going to need to do it.
On the bill, it'll be fine if you can come back to it, Mr. Speaker.
All right. Representative Shaw, you're recognized.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. I move that we substitute and conform to Senate Bill 1645. House Bill. Excuse me, I apologize. Move that we substitute and conform to House Bill 1536. Move passage.
Representative Shaw moves passage. Public Secretary, Mr. Clerk, call it First Amendment.
House Government Operations Committee Amendment number 1.
Chairman Lafferty, you're recognized.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. Move to withdraw.
Chairman, we're on the House bill. Chairman Lafferty.
My apologies, Speaker. I had the wrong number in front of me. Move to adopt.
Chairman Lafferty moves adoption of committee amendment number 1. Probably seconded. Any discussion on the amendment? Seeing none. All those in favor of committee amendment number 1 say aye. Aye. All those opposed say no. The ayes have it. You adopted. Next amendment, Mr. Clerk. Leader Lamberth, for what purpose?
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. And at this juncture, now that we have the bill, I have more of a statement, I guess, than a question. Representative Shaw, I believe this is your last bill, but we looked at the calendar and it looked like you've got a couple others. So with that, Mr. Speaker, I move that we roll this bill to the hill of today's calendar.
Without objection, roll to the hill. Representative Shaw, you're recognized.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. I move to substitute and conform to Senate Bill 1772.
Representative Shaw moves to substitute and conform to Senate Bill 1772. Probably seconded. Without objection, show order. Representative Shaw.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. Move passage pending any questions. This is the bill that the mega site authority is entering into a memorandum agreement with the local sheriff department to control their properties in the absence of the Tennessee Highway Patrol over in Stanton, Dansville. And with that explanation, I would move passage pending any questions.
Representative Shaw moves passage of Senate Bill 1772 on third and final consideration. By second, Mr. Clerk, call it First Amendment.
House Transportation Committee Amendment number 1, Mr. Speaker, it's the same as Senate Amendment number 1.
Chairman Howell, you're recognized.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. Move to withdraw.
Without objection, committee amendment number 1 withdrawn. Next amendment, Mr. Clerk.
Mr. Speaker, no further amendments.
Representative Shaw, you're recognized.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. I would move passage of Senate Bill 1645, third and final consideration. I renew my motion.
President Shaw renews the motion. Any discussion on the bill? Seeing none, any objection to the question? Seeing none, we're voting. All those in favor of Senate Bill 1772 as amended, vote aye when the bell rings. Those opposed, vote no. As every member voted, does any member wish to change their vote? Mr. Clerk, please take the vote.
Ayes 88, 1 nay, 1 present, not voting.
Senate Bill 1772 having received a constitutional majority, I hereby declare passed without objection. Motion to reconsider is tabled. Call up next bill, Mr. Clerk.
House Bill 1764 by Representative Gant and others relative to National Guard Armory. Mr. Speaker, Senate bills on the desk.
Representative Gant, you're recognized.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. I saw you looking out for me there. I move to substitute and conform to Senate Bill 1468.
Representative Gant moves to substitute and conform to Senate Bill 1468 without objection. So ordered. Representative Gant.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. I move passage of Senate Bill 1468 on third and final consideration.
Representative Gant moves passage of Senate Bill 1468 on third and final consideration. By Secretary, Mr. Clerk, call it First Amendment.
Mr. Speaker, no amendments filed.
Representative Gant, you're recognized.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. I renew my motion.
Representative Gant renews his motion. Any discussion on the bill? Seeing none, any objection to the question? Seeing none, we're voting. All those in favor of Senate Bill 1468, vote aye when the bell rings. Those opposed, vote no. Has every member voted? Does any member wish to change their vote? Grills, aye. Dixie looks like aye. Mr. Clerk, please take the vote.
Ayes 92, no nays.
Senate Bill 1468, having received a constitutional majority, I hereby declare passed without objection. Most reconsider table. Call up next bill, Mr. Clerk.
House Bill 388 by Representative Butler and others relative to courthouse square revitalization.
Representative Butler, you're recognized.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. I move passage of House Bill 388 on third and final consideration.
Representative Butler moves passage. Public Secretary. Mr. Clerk, call up First Amendment.
House Finance Ways and Means Committee Amendment number 1.
Chairman Hicks, you are recognized.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. This amendment rewrites the bill. Move to adopt and defer to the sponsor for further explanation.
Chairman Hicks moves adoption of Committee Amendment number 1. Public Secretary, any discussion on the amendment? Seeing none, all those in favor of Committee Amendment number 1 say aye. Aye. All those opposed say no. The ayes have it. You adopted. Next amendment, Mr. Clerk.
Mr. Speaker, no further amendments.
Representative Butler, you're recognized.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. This bill just extends the sunset on the courthouse revitalization by 10 years. With that, Mr. Speaker, I renew my motion.
Representative Butler renews the motion. Any discussion? Representative Shaw, you're recognized.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. Call for the question.
Question been called. Any objection? Seeing none, we're all voting. All those in favor of House Bill 388 as amended, vote aye when the bell rings. Those opposed, vote no. Has every member voted? Does any member wish to change their vote? Mr. Clerk, please take the vote.
Ayes 92, no nays.
House Bill 388, having received a constitutional majority, I hereby declare it passed without objection. The motion reconsider table. Call up next bill, Mr. Clerk.
House Bill 2156 by Chairman Baum relative to tax credits.
Chairman Baum, you're recognized.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. I move passage of House Bill 2156 on third and final consideration.
Chairman Baum moves passage. Public Secretary. Mr. Clerk, call it First Amendment.
House Government Operations Committee Amendment number 1.
Chairman Lafferty, you're recognized.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. I dutifully move to adopt.
Chairman Lafferty moves adoption of Committee Amendment number 1. Public Secretary, any discussion on the amendment? Seeing none, all those in favor of adopting Committee Amendment number 1 say aye. Aye. All those opposed say no. The ayes have it. You adopted. Next amendment, Mr. Clerk.
Mr. Speaker, no further amendments.
Chairman Baum, you're recognized.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. Members, Tennessee offers a community investment tax credit to community development financial institutions to provide them with a financial incentive to invest in low-income census tracts by restoring and building commercial properties and real estate. This tax credit is based on the outstanding principal balance measured at the end of the calendar year currently. What this bill would do is it would change when that tax credit is measured to be applied on the outstanding principal balance measured at the end of each month, 12 times during the year. This would provide a more accurate measurement of how much these financial institutions are actually loaning so that they can't game the system by increasing their loans just to be high at the end of the calendar year. And the second part of this bill allows insurance companies to become eligible for these tax credits as well. They have a certain amount of capital and they're able to make loans for projects in these census tracts as well. I renew my motion.
Chairman Baum renews his motion. Any discussion on the bill? Chairman Williams, you're recognized.
Thank you. Thank you, Mr. Speaker. Just as a point of clarification on the first component of the bill, as it relates to those CDFI funds, I appreciate the bill. My question is that there were some discussions of whether or not the fund balance was calculated based upon commitments or actual loans closed. Is it commitments or loans closed?
Chairman Baum.
It should, the tax credit should be calculated as a percent of the outstanding loan balance at that time.
All right, any further discussion? Seeing none, any objection to the question? Seeing none, we're voting. All those in favor of House Bill 2156 as amended, vote aye when the bell rings. Those opposed, vote no. Has every member voted? Does any member wish to change their vote? Mr. Clerk, please take the vote.
Ayes 87, 1 nay, 4 present, not voted.
House Bill 2156, having received a constitutional majority, I hereby declare passed without objection. The motion reconsider table. Next bill, Mr. Clerk.
House Bill 2665 by Representative Shaw relative to the county attorney of Haywood County.
Let the journal reflect. Representative August, excuse. Representative Shaw, you recognize.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. Move passage of House Bill 2565 on third and final consideration.
Representative Shaw moves passage of House Bill 2665. Probably seconded. Mr. Clerk, any amendments been filed?
Mr. Speaker, no amendments filed.
Representative Shaw, you recognize.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. This bill is a private act for Haywood County, subject to local approval for the county attorney to have preference in hiring, whether they are in the county, out of county, and to make some other changes in their city charter. With that explanation, I would renew my motion.
Representative Shaw renews his motion. Any discussion on the bill? Seeing none, any objection to the question? Seeing none, all those in favor of House Bill 2665 vote aye when the bell rings. Those opposed vote no. As every member voted, does any member wish to change their vote? Mr. Clerk, please take the vote.
Ayes 92, no nays, one present, not voting.
House Bill 2665 having received a constitutional majority, I hereby declare passed by objection. The motion reconsidered table. Next bill, Mr. Clerk.
House Joint Resolution 1514 by Chairman Russell and others, a resolution to honor and commend Graham Tudor for his act of heroism.
Chairman Russell, you recognize.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. I move adoption of House Joint Resolution 1514.
Chairman Russell moves adoption, probably seconded. Mr. Clerk, call First Amendment.
House Amendment 1 by Chairman Russell. Mr. Speaker, it was not timely filed.
Chairman Russell, you recognize.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. House Amendment 1 changes two things, changes the word liaison to legislative director. And the second thing it does, it adds a sentence that was unintentionally left out. With that, I move for consideration of amendment number 1.
Chairman Russell renews his motion. Any discussion on the bill? Oh, I'm sorry. All right. No objection to considering amendment number 1. All those in favor of considering amendment number 1, vote aye when the bell rings. Those opposed, vote no. We're voting for consideration of amendment 1. All those in favor of considering amendment number 1, vote aye. There we go. Ms. Clerk, please take the vote.
Ayes 93, no nays.
In accordance with Rule 6B, having received the necessary 2/3 vote, the motion to consider amendment number 1 prevails. Chairman Russell, you recognize.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. House Amendment number 1 rewrites the HJR to recognize the heroic actions of the Department of Safety Legislative Director Graham Tudor. A few weeks ago, Graham was driving home with his family after a Sunday dinner when they drove up on a 2-car crash with injury. Graham and another Good Samaritan immediately sprung into action to rescue a person trapped in one of the cars that was rolled over. Graham used a car jack to shatter a window and free the trapped person. In doing so, Graham received injuries that required medical treatment at the hospital. When I was leaving a committee meeting one day, I noticed that Graham's hand was wrapped in a bandage. I stopped to ask him what had happened, and that's how I found out about these events that led to that day. I told Graham how thankful for people like him. Graham said he was just doing what he thought anybody else would do. Members, Graham went above and beyond what most people would have done that day, and I ask that you please join me in recognizing Graham Tudor for his heroic actions that day in supporting HJR 1514 as amended. I move to adopt amendment number 1.
Proper motion probably seconded. Any discussion on amendment 1? Leader Lamberth.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. And members, directly to Chairman Russell's left is a sign-on sheet. If you would like to sign on to help honor this heroic individual. Graham's certainly done a fantastic job that day, as he does every day, but went above and beyond. So there's a sign-up sheet. We did want to add everybody as Coast Prime sponsors, just a sign-up sheet. Thank you, Speaker.
Thank you. Any further discussion on the amendment? Representative Parkinson.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker, and thank you, sponsor. Mr. Speaker, can I make a motion that everyone voting in the affirmative be added as a sponsor to the, or would that be out of order?
All right. Without objection, exclusions duly noted. That was outside the motion. All right, we're voting on adopting amendment number 1. All those in favor vote aye when the bell rings. Those opposed vote no. As every member voted, does any member wish to change their vote? Mr. Clerk, please take the vote.
Ayes 92, no nays.
Amendment number 1 is adopted. Chairman Russell, you're recognized.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. I renew my motion.
Chairman Russell renews motion. Any discussion on the joint resolution? Seeing none. Any objection to the question? Seeing none. We're all voting. All those in favor of House Joint Resolution 1514 as amended vote aye when the bell rings. Those opposed vote no. As every member voted, does any member wish to change their vote? Mr. Clerk, please take the vote.
Ayes 94, no nays.
House Joint Resolution 1514 having received a constitutional majority, I hereby declare adopted without objection. The motion for consideration is tabled. Call the next bill, Mr. Clerk.
House Joint Resolution 1535 by Representative Sparks.
Representative Sparks, that's your desk.
Mr. Speaker, I'd like to move this to next available space, next available calendar, sir.
Without objection, so ordered. Next bill, Mr. Clerk.
House Bill 1802 by Representative Capley relative to defense of property.
Representative Capley, you're recognized.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. I'd like to roll this to tomorrow's calendar, please,
Without
sir.
objection, so ordered. Next bill, Mr. Clerk.
Mr. Speaker, that brings the body back to item 1 on that calendar. House Bill 1536 by Representative Shaw relative to Tennessee Agriculture Innovation and Education Initiative. Mr. Speaker, the House has adopted Amendment 1 before it got rolled.
Chairman Hicks, you're recognized.
Mr. Speaker, we're ready for House Finance, Ways and Means Committee Amendment 1, files House Amendment 2.
Chairman Hicks, you're recognized.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. This amendment sets the annual appropriation. Move to adopt.
Chairman Hicks moves adoption of committee amendment number 2. Probably seconded. Any discussion on the amendment? Seeing none, all those in favor of committee amendment number 2 say aye. Aye. All those opposed say no. The ayes have it. You adopt it. Next amendment, Mr. Clerk.
House Amendment 3 by Chairman Todd. Mr. Speaker, it was not timely filed.
Chairman Todd, you're recognized.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. I move consideration.
Chairman Todd moves consideration of amendment number 3. All those for considering amendment number 3 vote aye when the bell rings. Those opposed vote no. As every member voted, does any member wish to change their vote? Mr. Clerk, please take the vote.
Ayes 82, no nays.
In accordance with Rule 60B, having received necessary 2/3 vote, the motion to consider amendment number 3 prevails. Chairman Todd, you're recognized.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. This amendment names this bill the Tennessee Agriculture Innovation and Education Initiative. It changes the name from that to Representative Johnny Shaw, Tennessee Agricultural Innovation and Education Initiative, and I move passage.
Chairman Todd moves adoption of amendment number 3. Proper motion probably seconded. Any discussion? Any objection to the question? We're voting. All those in favor of amendment number 3 vote aye when the bell rings. Those opposed vote no. Has every member voted? Does any member wish to change their vote? Mr. Clerk, please take the vote.
Ayes 94, no nays.
Amendment number 3 is adopted. Next amendment, Mr. Clerk.
Mr. Speaker, no further amendments.
Representative Shaw, you're recognized.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. This is the second time I've been speechless on this House floor. I don't know what to say, but to say to you, leader, this is my last bill. Thank you all very much. I'm highly honored. Thank you very much for this. And I renew my motion.
Representative Shaw renews his motion. Any discussion on the bill? Representative Chisholm.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. I don't know if I can do this or not, but if I may, may I request that the members of the Black Caucus be added as co-prime sponsor to his bill. I make a motion.
Without objection, exclusion is duly noted. Representative Parkinson? Knows it? All right. Representative Shaw?
I do want to thank Chairman Todd for his hard work with me on this, and want to thank Chairman Williams, Chairman Hicks. They've really worked hard with me on this, and I hope that this will be something that future Tennessee can look at and be proud of. And I'm really grateful for this, and to see my name will mean a lot to myself, my grandkids. Thank you all very much.
All right. He knows it's a done deal. You're not voting against this. All right. Any further discussion? Seeing none. Any objection to the question? Seeing none, we're voting. All those in favor of House Bill 1536 as amended, vote aye when the bell rings. Those opposed, vote no. Has every member voted? Does any member wish to change their vote? Mr. Clerk, please take the vote.
Ayes 85, 8 nays, 1 present, not voted.
House Bill 1536, having received a constitutional majority, I hereby declare it passed without objection. The motion to reconsider is tabled. Leader Lambert,
Let me, Speaker, move to take up Tuesday's regular calendar, Tuesday, April 21st, regular calendar.
without objection, so ordered. Mr. Clerk, call first bill.
House Bill 2539 by Leader Lamberth and others relative to health.
Leader Lambert, you're recognized.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. I move passage of House Bill 2539 on third and final consideration.
Leader Lambert moves passage, probably seconded. Mr. Clerk, call First Amendment.
House Health Committee Amendment number 1.
Chairman Terry, you're recognized.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. Move to withdraw.
Without objection, Committee Amendment number 1 withdrawn. Next amendment, Mr. Clerk.
House Government Operations Committee Amendment number 1 filed as House Amendment 2.
Chairman Lafferty, you're recognized.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. Move to withdraw.
Without objection, Committee Amendment number 2 withdrawn. Next amendment, Mr. Clerk.
House Amendment 3 by Representative Butler. Mr. Speaker, it was timely filed.
Representative Butler, you're recognized.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. I appreciate our leader working with us on this particular piece of legislation. We came to him with this issue. I appreciate him working through this, and I move to withdraw my amendment. Thank you, Mr. Speaker.
Without objection, amendment number 3 withdrawn. Next amendment, Mr. Clerk.
House Amendment 4 by Chairman Spicki. Mr. Speaker, it was timely filed.
Chairman Spicki, you're recognized.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. And once again, like I concur, I appreciate the majority leader for the work he's done on this, addressing my concerns. I move the withdrawal.
Without objection, amendment number 4 withdrawn. Next amendment, Mr. Clerk.
Amendment 5 by Leader Lamberth. Mr. Speaker, it was timely filed.
Leader Lamberth, you're recognized.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. And as we go through this, members, amendment number 8 will include all of the members that are withdrawing amendments right now will all be included in amendment number 8. So with that, I move to withdraw amendment number 5.
Without objection, amendment number 5 withdrawn. Next amendment, Mr. Clerk.
House Amendment 6 by Representative Salinas. Mr. Speaker, it was timely filed.
Representative Salinas.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. I move to withdraw.
Without objection, amendment number 6 withdrawn. Next amendment, Mr. Clerk.
Amendment 7 by Leader Lamberth. Mr. Speaker, it was timely filed.
Leader Lamberth, you're recognized.
Move to withdraw.
Without objection, amendment number 7 withdrawn. Next amendment, Mr. Clerk.
House Amendment 8 by Leader Lamberth. Mr. Speaker, it was timely filed.
Leader Lamberth, you're recognized.
All right, members, this began, and I don't know if you can see the actual bill behind me that the clerk is working through, but it's about that thick. And this bill came from the governor's office, and the goal was to try to combine and reduce the number of boards and commissions that are out there. It has grown to be hundreds of boards and commissions. It drastically increases the size of government. They're all self-sufficient. Every one of them, the licensing fees for licensed individuals in this state, their fee is higher because apparently we didn't fund the microphone. I just broke the thing. So sorry about that. The screws just came through loose on the microphone. So give me just a second. So look, all right. Tim Rudd did that, I guarantee you. So look, I was in the middle of some serious remarks, but not anymore. So this began as a really good effort. I appreciated the governor's office bringing us to this because if you will reduce some of the boards and combine them, then the fees for licensed individuals would be reduced because every single board is self-sufficient. They have to pay for their licensing fee. They have to pay for the different per diem for people to travel, and even like a software upgrade, their licensing fee goes with it. For a second, I swear, I thought maybe Chairman Faison was bringing me a screwdriver. So so or some duct tape or something. So anyways, hey, look, I can walk around now. I've got the microphone. All right, getting back to the bill, for goodness sakes. We are in the last couple of days of session, and it has just gotten unusual here. So when we started trying to get rid of some of these boards and commissions, we heard from the folks that were serving on them. They take great pride in being on those boards and commissions. They are licensed individuals. We respect that. We've worked for months on this bill to try to say, look, this is the purpose of the bill. But in hearing from these boards and commissions, quite frankly, it just is something they want to hang on to. So Amendment 8 stripped out virtually everything that's in the bill. There's some housekeeping stuff that I can go into if you have questions about that deals with like the minutia of like when an amendment or a rule falls outside our normal timeline, 60 days deadline. I mean, it's got some housekeeping stuff in it, but every single board and commission that exists now would still exist after this bill if we pass this. So we left all the boards in. I just want to give you the background because I humbly think we have way too many boards and commissions and our licensing fees for our professionals are too high. I think the bill, if passed, will help with that like a little bit, like a tiny amount, but it's something to think about for years to come on all the boards and commissions that we have. Thank y'all for hanging with me through obviously some malfunctions here, and the mic's barely hanging on now up here. With that, I move to adopt.
Leader Lamberth moves adoption of amendment number 8, probably seconded. Any discussion on the amendment? Any discussion? Representative Parkinson at Leader Camper's desk.
Thank you, Mr. Leader. I was trying to chat GPT through this 100 pages, but is there anything that affects cosmetology?
Leader Lamberth.
The definition of med spas is updated. I mean, and again, it's a definition that is used throughout the industry currently, but the definition of med spas, there's nothing about cosmetology that I can We're working through adversity here. So, by the way, Chairman Face is doing a great job of trying to reattach the microphone. But there's nothing in there. So the 100 pages you're talking about are now 4 pages. If you look at amendment number 8, then those 4 pages. Yeah.
Give you something else to do. There are many jokes about how many people it takes to put in a.
Look, I'm just trying to pass
Hang on.
here.
Well, let's pause for a minute or two. Hang on. Well, however many that was, it did not work. So, Representative Parkinson, you're recognized.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker, and Chairman Faison looks like a maintenance guy right now. So, Mr. Sponsor, does the amendment rewrite the bill? Amendment 8 rewrite the bill?
Yes, it deletes all language after the enacting clause and substitutes in what I've mentioned.
Representative Parkinson.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. And is there anything substantial, any substantial changes in regards to the Board of Nursing?
Chairman Williams. Leader Lambert.
No.
Representative Parkinson.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. Thank you, Leader.
All right. Any further discussion on amendment number 8? Leader Lambert, you recognize.
I'm just going to say this is the most unusual circumstance in the well that I've ever had to try to present an amendment. So for God's sake, please vote for it.
All right. Any further discussion? Seeing none, any objection to the question? Seeing none, we're voting. All those in favor of adopting amendment number 8, vote aye when the bell rings. Those opposed, vote no. Has every member voted? Does any member wish to change their vote? Ms. Clerk, please take the vote.
Ayes 81, 6 nays.
Amendment number 8 is adopted. Next amendment, Mr. Clerk.
Mr. Speaker, no further amendments.
Leader Lambert, you're recognized.
I renew my motion for God's sake.
Leader Lambert renews the motion. Any discussion on the bill? Seeing none, any objection to the question? Seeing none, we're voting. All those in favor of House Bill 2539 as amended, vote aye when the bell rings. Those opposed, vote no. Has every member voted? Does any member wish to change their vote? Mr. Clerk, please take the vote.
Ayes 77, 11 nays.
House Bill 2539 have received a constitutional majority. I hereby declare passed without objection. Most read series table. Next bill, Mr. Clerk.
Senate Bill 2443 by Representative Langford.
Representative Langford, at your desk.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. I move to hold this on the desk.
Without objection, move to hold on the desk. Next bill, Mr. Clerk.
House Bill 1991 by Representative Hill, relative to dental professions. Mr. Speaker, Senate Bill's on the desk.
Representative Hill, you're recognized.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. I move to substitute and conform to Senate Bill 1926.
Representative Hill moves to substitute and conform to Senate Bill 1926. Probably seconded without objection. So ordered. Representative Hill.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. I move passage of Senate Bill 1926 on third and final consideration.
Representative Hill moves passage of Senate Bill 1926 on third and final consideration. Probably seconded. Mr. Clerk, call up First Amendment.
House Health Committee Amendment number 1, same as Senate Amendment number 2.
Chairman Terry, you're recognized.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. Move to withdraw.
Chairman Terry, you moves to withdraw committee amendment number 1 without objection, so ordered. Next amendment, Mr. Clerk.
Mr. Speaker, no further amendments.
Representative Hill, you're recognized.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. Senate Bill 1926 as amended aligns Tennessee code to the reality of how a modern dental office work flows. Pending any questions, I renew my motion.
Representative Hill renews his motion. Any discussion on the bill? Seeing none, any objection to the question? Seeing none, we're voting. All those in favor of Senate Bill 1926, vote aye when the bell rings. Those opposed, vote no. As every member voted, does any member wish to change their vote? Mr. Clerk, please take the vote.
Ayes 90, no nays.
Senate Bill 1926, having received a constitutional majority, I hereby declare passed without objection. Most reconsider is tabled. Next bill, Mr. Clerk.
House Bill 2476 by Representative Langford relative to investments. Mr. Speaker, Senate bills on the desk.
Representative Langford, you recognize.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. I move to substitute and conform to Senate Bill 2641.
Representative Langford moves to substitute and conform to Senate Bill 2641, probably second without objection. So ordered. Representative Langford.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. I move passage of Senate Bill 2641 on third and final consideration.
Representative Langford moves passage of Senate Bill 2641 on third and final consideration, probably second. Mr. Clerk, call First Amendment.
House State and Local Government Committee Amendment number 1, same as Senate Amendment number 1.
Chairman Crawford, you're recognized.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. Same as Senate Amendment. Move to withdraw.
Without objection, committee amendment number 1 withdrawn. Next amendment, Mr. Clerk.
Mr. Speaker, no further amendments.
Representative Langford, you're recognized.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. This bill increases transparency and accountability for proxy advisor firms involved in local government pension decisions, and I renew my motion.
Representative Langford renews his motion. Any discussion on the bill? Leader Camper.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. Representative, I didn't hear you clearly, but it sounds like you were saying that it's going to bring some level of transparency. Are you setting up a process? Could you give us a little bit more detail about the impact this bill is going to have?
Leader Langford.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. Yes, so many of these pension plans rely on third-party firms to guide voting on shareholder proposals, but currently there's little visibility into who these are, their conflicts of interest, or the financial basis behind those decisions. So this bill would address that by allowing the firm to identify itself, disclose any conflicts, and then provide a written analysis when its recommendation differs from that of management.
Leader Camper.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. You said that a third-party vendor could come in and give oversight. Really, I think it's the mic. I'm just not hearing you. I just not understand what's.
Representative Langford.
Yes, ma'am. So I guess to give you an example, so like with mutual funds, you would get something in the mail and you'll see it's a proxy form, and that allows someone to vote on your behalf. So currently, those proxies are not identified, and they're not identifying the conflicts of interest. So we're just asking that that be added in there.
Leader Camper.
And that's all this bill is doing?
Leader Langford. Representative Langford.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. Yes, that is.
Leader Camper.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker.
Any further discussion? Seeing none, any objection to the question? Seeing none, we're voting. All those in favor of Senate Bill 2641, vote aye when the bell rings. Those opposed, vote no. As every member voted, does any member wish to change their vote? Mr. Clerk, please take the vote.
Ayes 67, 24 nays.
Senate Bill 2641, having received a constitutional majority, I hereby declare passed without objection. The motion reconsider is tabled. Leader Cochran, for what purpose?
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. I move that we take up item 16 on today's regular calendar.
Without objection.
On regular calendar. Thank you.
Without objection, so ordered. Call up next bill, Mr. Clerk.
Item 16, House Bill 2091 by Chairman Powers relative to off-highway vehicles. Mr. Speaker, Senate bills on the desk.
Chairman Powers, you're recognized.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. I move to substitute and conform to Senate Bill 2173.
Chairman Powers moves substituting form Senate Bill 2173, properly seconded without objection. So ordered. Chairman Powers.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. I move passage of Senate Bill 2173 on third and final consideration.
Chairman Powers moves passage of Senate Bill 2173 on third and final consideration. Properly seconded. Mr. Clerk, call the first amendment.
House Agricultural and Natural Resources Committee Amendment Number 1, same as Senate Amendment Number 1.
Chairman Todd, you're recognized.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. Same as Senate amendment. Move to withdraw.
Without objection, Committee Amendment Number 1 withdrawn. Next amendment, Mr. Clerk.
Mr. Speaker, no further amendments.
Chairman Powers, you're recognized.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. Senate Bill 2173 reflects the legislative solution to TWRA's proposed off-highway vehicle riding permit fee schedule for the North Cumberland Wildlife Management Area. It prohibits a person from operating an OHV within the North Cumberland WMA unless the person or passenger on the same OHV has a permit. It establishes the privileges and restrictions of each permit type. It locks in the rates through July the 1st, 2030, giving TWRA a 4-year window to collect ridership data, operational costs to determine what is actually required to make the OHV program self-sufficient. And with that, Mr. Speaker, I renew my motion.
Chairman Powers renews his motion. Any discussion on the bill? Chairman Todd, you're recognized.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. And Chairman Powers, I just wanted to clarify and I guess get on the record here on the floor what was discussed in committee, that currently this WMA is the only one that has this type of riding trail available, even though the wording says that these fees will go into a fund that is to maintain these trails. I just want to make sure that these funds are generated on this particular facility. And even if any future OHV facilities are added across the state, that these funds generated in this particular WMA will only be for this WMA, maintenance, protection from erosion, rebuilding trails, whatever that might be, and not for some other facility across the state. And can you confirm that, please?
Chairman Powers.
Yes, I can. Under TCA 70-9-106, it will restrict the money to the North Cumberland Wildlife Management Area only. So that would only apply to this area.
Chairman Todd.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. And that certainly was what we discussed in committee, and I appreciate you bringing this bill. Thank you.
Thank you. Any further discussion? Representative Warner.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker, and thank you, sponsor. Well, this can be considered a tax on.
Chairman Powers.
No, this is considered a fee, a rider fee, so it only applies to the people that are actually using that particular area and riding in that particular area. So there is no tax. It is a fee.
Representative Warner.
You know, I want us to help the TWRA. I realize they're a little short of funds, and maybe some of it in the past is due to mismanagement or whatnot. But I think we've got the right people in place now. But I see this becoming a problem across the state. If just one place does it, next thing you know, every one of these locations are going to try to put one of these fees on to raise some money. And I just feel like there's a better way to, better solution to come up with a way to raise some money for TWRA, or let's take that money from another fund or something other than taxing or charging a fee to riders. And most of these riders have already paid sales tax on these vehicles. They're road ready. They've paid license and insurance on them. So I'll be voting against this bill. Thank you.
All right. Any further? Chairman Powers.
Okay, and thank you for the comment. One thing is a lot of people have paid sales tax, but they pay from out of state because most of the riders, over half of them, come from out of state. So we don't collect any kind of sales tax revenue on them. So this fee would apply to everyone. And there's in-state fees that are lower than the out-of-state fees that are charged for this permit. So with that, Mr. Speaker, I renew my motion.
Chairman Powers renews the motion. Any discussion on the bill? Seeing none, any objection to the question? Seeing none, we're voting. All those in favor of Senate Bill 2173, vote aye when the bell rings. Those opposed, vote no. Has every member voted? Does any member wish to change their vote? Mr. Clerk, please take the vote.
Ayes 78, 7 nays, 7 present, not voted.
Senate Bill 2173, having received constitutional majority, I hereby declare passed without objection. The motion reconsider is tabled. Next bill, Mr. Clerk.
Brings the body back to item 5, House Bill 1268 by Representative Scarborough, relative to criminal justice.
Representative Scarborough, you recognized.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. I move passage of HB 1268 on third and final consideration.
Representative Scarborough moves passage, probably seconded. Mr. Clerk, call it First Amendment.
House Judiciary Committee Amendment Number 1.
Chairman Farmer, you're recognized.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. Move to adopt.
Chairman Farmer moves adoption of Committee Amendment Number 1, probably seconded. Any discussion on the amendment? Seeing none. All those in favor of adopting Committee Amendment Number 1 say aye. Aye. All those opposed say no. The ayes have it. You adopted. Next amendment, Mr. Clerk.
House Amendment 2 by Representative Salinas. Mr. Speaker, was not timely filed.
Representative Salinas, you're recognized.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. I worked on this amendment with two judges from Shelby County in the 30th District, one of them being the Honorable Gina Higgins and the other one being Honorable Carol Chumney, who is a former representative. And what this amendment does is it specifies that one judge will be a criminal court judge and the other judge would be a circuit court judge. So it doesn't change the number, it doesn't change the effective date, it just specifies that one judge would be criminal, the other one would be circuit. So I would like to read a little bit of the letter that they sent. They said, we need a circuit court judge position to effectively handle huge regular dockets of circuit court. These dockets include orders of protection appeals, criminal contempt matters, and appeals from general sessions, criminal and civil court, juvenile court, and the municipal courts. Timely resolution of these cases impacts the safety and welfare of our citizens and does resolution for
You've heard the motion, probably seconded. We're voting for consideration of Amendment Number 2. All those in favor of considering Amendment Number 2, vote aye when the bell rings. Those opposed, vote no. As every member voted, does any member wish to change their vote? Mr. Clerk, please take the vote.
Ayes 25, 67 nays.
In accordance with Rule 60B, having failed to receive the necessary two-thirds vote, the motion to consider Amendment Number 2 fails. Next amendment, Mr. Clerk.
Mr. Speaker, no further amendments.
Representative Scarborough, you're recognized.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. This bill, known as the Violent Criminal Court Act, strengthens our state's criminal justice resources. This bill simply will add additional criminal courts to the 30th Judicial District for the purpose of handling violent crimes. This legislation will result in 2 additional criminal courts created, designated as violent criminal courts. That I renew my motion.
Representative Scarborough renews motion. Any discussion on the bill? Seeing none, any objection to the question? Seeing none, we're voting. All those in favor of House Bill 1268 as amended, vote aye when the bell rings. Those opposed, vote no. As every member voted, does any member wish to change their vote? Mr. Clerk, please take the vote.
Ayes 89, no nays, 4 present, not voting.
House Bill 1268 having received a constitutional majority, I hereby declare passed. Without objection, the motion to reconsider is tabled. Leader Lambert, for what purpose?
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. Move to take up item 10 on Tuesday's calendar at this time.
Without objection, so ordered. Mr. Clerk, call the next bill.
House Bill 1979 by Chairman White, relative to child care.
Chairman White, you're recognized.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. Let me put this back together. I move passage of House Bill 1979 on third and final consideration.
Chairman White moves passage of probably seconded. Mr. Clerk, call First Amendment.
House Finance, Ways and Means Committee Amendment Number 1.
Chairman Hicks, you're recognized.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. This amendment makes changes to the pilot program. Move to adopt.
Chairman Hicks moves adoption of Committee Amendment Number 1, probably seconded. Any discussion on the amendment? Seeing none, all those in favor of Committee Number 1 say aye. Aye. All those opposed say no. The ayes have it. You adopt it. Next amendment, Mr. Clerk.
Mr. Speaker, no further amendments.
Chairman White, you're recognized.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. Members, House Bill 1979 is called the Promising Futures Act. We passed a bill on the House floor, I think it was Monday this week, and this kind of builds upon that. We're continuing to try to address child care availability and affordability in our state, which, like many states across the nation, is a real issue. What this bill particularly does, it creates a pilot program, a child care workforce scholarship pilot, to support the recruitment and retention of the child care labor force.
This strategy used by many states covers child care tuition for parents who opt to work in the child care industry, and also sets up a pilot program called the Care Share Tennessee to promote employer voluntary investment in child care. What it does, it puts up a partnership between the business, the employee, and the state in helping to provide child care within the workforce. And Mr. Speaker, that is the gist of the bill, and I renew my motion.
Chairman White renews his motion. Any discussion on the bill? Representative Powell, you're recognized.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. And I just want to stand and say I certainly recognize the great problem of childcare, and we need to help anyone we can with childcare needs. My question is the mechanism, I'm looking at the bill, is the mechanism for paying for this basically an increased tax on hemp and vape products?
Chairman White.
In the original bill, we were looking for a funding source where you had to create that, but no, we took that amendment out. There is a funding source there through the general fund, but not through hemp and vape. That went elsewhere.
Representative Powell.
Okay, I appreciate you clarifying that, because I was concerned, based upon our discussion yesterday, if we continue to rely on these vape shops to fund, because I mean, right now you can set up a vape shop right next to a child care center. So we got to get a hold of that, deal with that, so there's no more vape shops next to kids. So I appreciate that you clarifying that. So I'm 100% good with the bill. I just want to make sure that was taken out. Thank you.
Chairman Clemens, you're recognized.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. And can you elaborate on from where these fees are going to be collected? I saw the reference in there and where these are going to be housed, but are these just being set aside within the general fund itself, or are they being pulled out of any other line item?
Chairman White.
As this was moving through finance, and this bill, we went through a lot of versions. From what I understand, I don't know exactly where. I just think I understand as it went through finance, it did go through, we pulled it out of the vape and hemp, but I think it's just going through other sources of revenue that our state collects. And go ahead.
Sorry, Chairman Clemens.
All right, and am I correct? This is going to be housed within the Department of Human Services, and they're going to be overseeing this program. And I saw a reference to a third-party vendor. And I suspect that's going to go through the normal process of third-party vendors through the state.
Chairman White.
Right, that the Care Share Tennessee will go through a third-party vendor to make the oversight in establishing this on how we, for example, a major business where we have people working and they want to set up their own child care for the employees there. So this program will be administered by a third party, and that will be between the business, the state, and the employee.
Chairman Clemens.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. So it could be multiple third parties that are participating within this as a pilot?
Chairman White.
I'm not positive about that, but I think when I read through the gist of the bill, that is true.
Chairman Clemens.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker.
Representative Pearson.
Thank you, Speaker. And can you talk about it's a pilot program. Is this going to be applicable in all of our counties, or are there specific places that DHS is looking to start? Like, how are we ensuring sort of some equitability in how this is happening?
Chairman White.
As I understand as we move through this and looking for sources, for the last number of years, as I've gone around the state, it's one of the biggest issues from Upper East Tennessee all the way down to Southwest Tennessee. And so it will be applicable. It is a 3-year pilot, and the funding, I believe the funding is still the same, where it'd be like on each of the categories I mentioned, $5 million for 3 years to put into this, see how this works. This is just part of continually building the framework, such as the one we did the other day, building the framework of trying to make sure we have childcare available to those who want to work. But as we know, childcare affordability sometimes is like in-state tuition, and a working families cannot afford it. So we're trying to find pathways to support that.
Representative Pearson.
Thank you. And I completely understand. I think childcare costs are one of the most challenging things for people to either start a family or who have families. Even in Memphis, we're seeing $300 a week people are paying for childcare for a 3-year-old. And so the need is severe, particularly if incomes are not increasing, wages have not increased in our state or across the country for decades, even though productivity has increased, and people are deciding to stay home and raise their kid oftentimes rather than being able to go out into the workforce. So I definitely understand that. I just want to make sure that companies in Memphis are getting the same opportunities as companies in Nashville and elsewhere. And so is there within this, and I didn't see it particularly, but is there a way that we are making sure that kids from Memphis through Mountain City, right, are getting access to this pilot program so that we can see what works and invest in this for the long term?
Chairman White.
Thank you. And that is right. And I think that's what our minority leader is referring to, through this third party. We'll set that up, make sure it's available. One thing I do want to mention, the fund also builds on the Tennessee Smart Steps Child Care Payment Assistance Program, which is currently limited to low-income families. This extends it up to 150% of the median income to bring in more families. They'll be eligible for part of these funds. So this is just one more part of a continual piece we're trying to put in to address not only the affordability, but the availability of child care for the workforce in Tennessee.
Representative Pearson.
Thank you.
Chairman Williams.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. Chairman White, thank you for this bill. We originally didn't think we would have it, which is why it's so late. But in regards to the funding, I think it's important to note that the reason why we didn't have to get funding from other places because we had the Speaker's wire transfer bill. A portion of those funds from the wire transfer bill is what's funding this and recurring to the tune of about $5.6 million recurring. So it in essence is a pilot to figure out what's working, but the money is there for us to invest in families as it relates to childcare because of that bill, which is why we didn't need the funding from the other bill. So I appreciate your work on this because this is the language that allows us to utilize those funds in the wire transmitter bill. Thank you for carrying the bill.
Chairman White.
And thank you, Chairman Williams. I can't thank the Finance Committee most. As this went through a lot of versions, but members, this was made possible because of the hard work of our Finance Committee, and I just want to give them kudos for all their work on this.
Representative McCalman, you're recognized.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. I move previous question.
Previous question been called. Is there objection? There are none. We're on the board. All those in favor of House Bill 1979 as amended, vote aye when the bell rings. Those opposed, vote no. As every member voted, does any member wish to change their vote? Mr. Clerk, please take the vote.
Ayes 73, 8 nays.
House Bill 1979 having received a constitutional majority, I hereby declare it passed without objection. The motion for reconsider is tabled. Senator Lambert, for what purpose?
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. Move to take up item 11 on Tuesday's calendar at this time.
Without objection, so ordered. Representative Jones, you're recognized.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. I move to substitute and conform to Senate Bill 0821.
Mr. Clerk.
Mr. Speaker, that's House Bill 902, relative to education. The Senate bill's on the desk.
Very good. Representative Jones, you're recognized.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. I move passage of Senate Bill 0821 on third and final consideration.
Representative Jones moves to substitute and conform to Senate Bill 821. Properly seconded without objection. So ordered. Representative Jones.
Move passage.
I move passage of Senate Bill 0821 on third and final consideration.
Representative Jones moves passage of Senate Bill 8. Representative Jones moves passage of Senate Bill 821 on third and final consideration. Properly seconded. Mr. Clerk, call First Amendment.
House Education Committee Amendment of 1.
Chairman White, you're recognized.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. Move to withdraw.
Without objection, Committee Amendment number 1 withdrawn. Next amendment, Mr. Clerk.
House Finance Ways and Means Committee Amendment number 1, same as Senate Amendment number 1.
Chairman Hicks, you are recognized.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. Move to withdraw.
Without objection, Committee Amendment number 2 withdrawn. Next amendment, Mr. Clerk.
House Finance Ways and Means Committee Amendment number 2, filed as House Amendment 3.
Chairman Hicks, you're recognized.
This amendment deletes section 2 relative to funding. Move to adopt.
Chairman Hicks moves adoption of committee amendment number 3. Pollock seconded. Any discussion on the amendment? Seeing none. All those in favor of committee amendment number 3 say aye. Aye. All those opposed say no. The ayes have it. You adopted. Next amendment, Mr. Clerk.
Mr. Speaker, no further amendments.
Representative Jones, you recognize.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. What this bill does is it provides a pilot program that would be implemented in 3 LEAs, one in each of the grand divisions, to advance existing substance abuse and violence prevention programs aimed to help students avoid tobacco, vaping, alcohol, and illicit drug use. This program will be an evidence-based program, and it would start at grade level 3 and be taught every year annually to grade level 12, being age appropriate and consistent, because we know that our students will learn early. And if we really want to curb this problem that we have in our schools, we need to start early, be consistent, and follow it throughout the school year. I mean, their time while we have them in our school systems. So with that, I renew my motion.
Representative Jones renews her motion. Any discussion on the bill? Representative Pearson, you recognize.
Thank you so much for this legislation, and really appreciate it and am supportive of it. The one challenge that I think it may run up against, and I was talking with Chairman Faison about this for months before session, is now due to the parent engagement legislation that we passed. Parents have to sign off anytime their child learns about suicide prevention and all these other things, and a lot of parents and a lot of kids may not get those things signed. And so we've seen a precipitous drop in our community, in our county, of students being able to participate in those programs. And so I think it's a really good bill. I think it's a good idea. I think the pilot should be supported. And I'm supportive of the legislation, even signed on the co-sponsor, but I do think that's going to be something on the back end that we're going to have to look at, because some kids won't be able to participate because of the barriers that's included in that legislation.
Representative Jones.
I renew my motion.
Any further discussion? Seeing none, any objections to the question? Seeing none, we're voting. All those in favor of Senate Bill 821 as amended, vote aye when the bell rings. Those opposed, vote no. As every member voted, does any member wish to change their vote? Mr. Clerk, please take the vote.
Ayes 87, 1 nay, 1 present, not voted.
Senate Bill 821 having received constitutional majority, I hereby declare passed without objection. Motion to reconsider is tabled. Leader Lambert, for what purpose?
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. Move to take item 12 on Tuesday's calendar at this time.
Without objection, so ordered. Mr. Clerk, call the next bill.
Mr. Speaker, that's House Bill 2358 by Chairman Hawk relative to temporary assistance.
Chairman Hawk, you're recognized.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. With great fear and trepidation, I move passage of House Bill 2358 on third and final consideration.
Chairman Hawks move passage. Bobby second. Mr. Clerk, call First Amendment.
House Health Committee Amendment number 1.
Chairman Terry, you're recognized.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. Move to withdraw.
Okay, without objection, amendment number 1 withdrawn. Next amendment, Mr. Clerk.
House Finance Ways and Means Committee Amendment number 1 is House Amendment 2.
Chairman Hicks, you're recognized.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. This amendment rewrites the bill. Move to adopt and defer to the sponsor for further explanation.
Chairman Hicks moves adoption of committee amendment number 2. Proc second. Any discussion on the amendment? Seeing none, all those in favor of adopting committee amendment number 2 say aye. Aye. All those opposed say no. The ayes have it. You adopt it. Next amendment, Mr. Clerk.
Mr. Speaker, no further amendments.
Chairman Hawk, you're recognized.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. As amended now, this bill will require the Tennessee Department of Human Services to annually publish and report on our temporary assistance for needy families programs and our child care and development fund balances. Also, those expenditures, accounting, and numbers of children served in the Smart Steps program from year to year. As we just heard a few moments ago, child care is incredibly important, and we are working to try to better address those needs within the Department of Human Services programs. With that being said, Mr. Speaker, I renew my motion.
Chairman Hawk renews his motion. Any discussion on the bill? Representative Parkinson, you recognize.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker, and thank you, Chairman Hawk. Chairman Hawk, how much, before the amendment stripped the money away from this idea, how much money was allocated to this legislation?
Chairman Hawk.
The thought had been to take $25 million of what has become the TANF rainy day fund and put it toward the Child Care Development Fund. As we look at the budget document, and I use the analogy that got used over and over of a balloon that you push in one place, it goes out somewhere else. And it would create a hole that would have to come out of state funds in the next year of $25 million. So it became problematic. I think that we can come up with a creative way to do this in the future. I've got some ideas. I look forward to working with our finance committee, who has yourself and others who have been very diligent to help me work on this legislation. I think we can find a solution in there somewhere. It just didn't happen to be this year, Representative Parkinson.
Representative Parkinson.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. And if I can get my colleague from Davidson County's attention back there. Mr. Speaker, the 25 million that was stripped out of the bill, was that 25 million passed in the budget?
Chairman Hawk.
The $25 million we're referencing is still in the TANF rainy day fund. It was not reallocated to this smart step. So the rainy day fund is set by code at $191 million, which is that yearly drawdown that we get from the federal government. So there was not a mechanism to move, I was trying to think of another word, but to reallocate those funds from TANF rainy day to smart steps. We'd have to show that in the budget, and that was not shown in the budget.
Representative Parkinson.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. Thank you for clearing that up. Thank you so much.
All right, any further discussion? Seeing none, any objection to the question? Seeing none, we're voting. All those in favor of House Bill 2358 as amended, vote aye when the bell rings. Those opposed, vote no. Has every member voted? Does any member wish to change their vote? Mr. Clerk, please take the vote.
Ayes 88, no nays, one present, I voted.
House Bill 2358 having received constitutional majority, I hereby declare passed by objection to the motion to reconsider. Leader Lambert, for what purpose?
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. Move to take up item 18 on Tuesday's regular calendar at this time.
Without objection, so ordered. Mr. Clerk, call up next bill.
Senate Joint Resolution 618 by Chair Lady Helton, a resolution to propose an amendment to Article 6, Section 4 of the Constitution of Tennessee regarding the residency requirements for judges.
Chair Lady Helton Haynes, you're recognized.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. I request that the clerk read SJR 618 for its third and final reading.
Mr. Clerk, please read the resolution.
Senate Joint Resolution 618, a resolution to propose an amendment to Article 6, Section 4 of the Constitution of Tennessee regarding the residency requirements for judges. Be it resolved by the Senate of the 114th General Assembly of the State of Tennessee, the House of Representatives concurring, that a majority of all the members of each House concurring, as shown by the yeas and nays entered on their journals, that it is proposed that Article 6, Section 4 of the Constitution of Tennessee be amended by deleting the following language. Every judge of such courts shall be 30 years of age and shall, before his election, have been a resident of the state for 5 years and of the circuit or district 1 year, and substituting instead the following. Every judge of such courts shall be 30 years of age and shall, before his election, have been a resident of the state for 5 years and a resident of a county of the respective circuit or district to which the judge is to be assigned for 1 year. Be it further resolved that the foregoing amendment be referred to the 115th General Assembly, and that this resolution proposing such amendment be published by the Secretary of State in accordance with Article 11, Section 3 of the Constitution of Tennessee, by posting such amendment on the official website of the Secretary of State and on the official website of the General Assembly. Be it further resolved that the Clerk of the Senate is directed to deliver copies of this resolution to the Secretary of State, with this final resolving clause being deleted from such copies.
Chair Lady Helton Haynes, you're recognized.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. According to the Administrative Office of the Courts, there are currently 27 municipalities across the state of Tennessee who have city courts with concurrent general sessions jurisdiction. The problem is several of these municipalities are very small and do not have licensed attorneys residing within their city limits. The whole purpose for having municipal courts with concurrent general sessions jurisdiction is to help alleviate the caseload for general sessions courts. HJR 805 will alleviate these issues by allowing the judge to reside in the county and not just the city. I move to concur to SJR 618.
Chair Lady Hilton Haynes moves to concur and send joint resolution 618. Any discussion? Chairman Clemens.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. So the Administrative Office of the Courts requested this and is in support of this.
Chair Lady Hilton Haynes.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. They did not request it. The court clerk of Hamilton County made me aware of this issue because in Hamilton County, we have 5 municipalities that have this jurisdiction. And I do know that the Sessions Court judges there are in favor of this.
Chairman Clemens.
Has the Administrative Office of the Courts taken a position on this or communicated with you in any way regarding this amendment?
Chair Lady Hilton Haynes.
They have not.
Chairman Clemens.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker.
All right, Representative Russell.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. On the second paragraph, it says, and shall before his election. Should that not be shall before the election in case the person is a female?
Chair Lady Hilton Haynes.
Can you repeat that, please?
Representative Russell.
On the second paragraph, it says, and shall before his election instead of shall before the election. Should that not be the election in case the person is a female?
Chair Lady Hilton Haynes, you're recognized.
I'm still not sure I understand your question about, did you say she?
Representative Russell.
The second paragraph, it says, every judge of such courts shall be 30 years of age and shall before his election have been a resident of the state for 5 years and of the circuit or district 1 year. It has his instead of the election. Should that not be the election?
Chair Lady Hilton Haynes.
Possibly. Yes. Yeah.
Chair Lady Hilton Haynes, you're recognized.
I'd like to roll this to this afternoon and address this issue.
Without objection, roll to the hill of this calendar. Mr. Clerk.
Mr. Speaker, we have a message from the Senate. We have a message from the Senate regarding House Bill 1709 relative to the regulations of professions. Mr. Speaker, I'm directed to return to the House Bill 1709, substitute for Senate bill on the same subject, admitted and passed by the Senate.
Leader Cochran, you're recognized.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. Members, the Senate amendment clarifies a couple references to some health licensures, and I would move to concur in Senate Amendment number 2.
Leader Cochran moves to concur in Senate Amendment number 2, probably seconded. Any discussion on the amendment? Chairman Clemens, you recognize.
Can you elaborate on what that does? Thank you.
Leader Cochran.
Yes, thank you, Chairman. We have a compact with the nation of Canada, and so there were a few references that just needed to be cleared up regarding that compact and how it would work with this new law. That's what this amendment does.
Chairman Clemens. All right, very good. Any further discussion? Seeing none, any objection to the question? Seeing none, all those in favor of Senate Amendment number 2, vote aye when the bell rings. Those opposed, vote no. As every member voted, does any member wish to change their vote? Mr. Clerk, please take the vote.
Ayes 70, 21 nays.
Senate Amendment number 2, having received the constitutional majority, I hereby declare concurred in without objection. The motion to reconsider is tabled. Leader Lambert, for what purpose?
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. Move to take up item 15 on Tuesday's regular calendar at this time.
Without objection, so ordered. He's going to go runner.
Mr. Speaker, that's House Bill 2038. House Bill 2038 by Chairman Halsey relative to precious metals.
Chairman Halsey, you recognize.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. I move passage of House Bill 2038 on third and final consideration.
Chairman Halsey moves passage by second. Mr. Clerk, call First Amendment.
House Finance Ways and Means Committee Amendment number 1.
Chairman Hicks, you recognize.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. This amendment reroutes the bill. Move to adopt and defer to the sponsor for further explanation.
Chairman Hicks moves adoption of commitment number 1. Probably second. Any discussion on the amendment? Seeing none, all those in favor of commitment number 1 say aye. Aye. All those opposed say no. The ayes have it. You adopted. Next amendment, Mr. Clerk.
House Amendment 2 by Chairman Vaughn. Mr. Speaker, was not timely filed.
Chairman Vaughn, you recognize.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. Move for consideration.
You've heard the motion. Probably second. We're voting for consideration of amendment number 2. All those in favor of considering amendment number 2, vote aye when the bell rings. Those opposed, vote no. As every member voted, does any member wish to change their vote? Mr. Clerk, please take the vote.
Ayes 88, no nays, 2 present, not voting.
In accordance with Rule 60B, having received the necessary 2/3 vote, the motion to consider amendment number 2 prevails. Representative Vaughn, you recognize.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. Move for adoption. Colleagues, when this bill came to us from our colleagues in the Senate, they had named the bill after one of the late members of the Senate in an attempt in their efforts to want to honor him. And when it got to finance, and if you had seen Representative Halsey as much as we've seen him in the Commerce Committee, many times championing ideas that are his and his alone, but they're always forward thinking. Sometimes he's too hip for the room. He's just too advanced. He's too out there with regards to seeing into the future. And so he has always been a champion for challenging status quo, whether it be with monetary policy, institutions, and perhaps his coup de grace is precious metals. So what this amendment does is this amendment would rename this, the section 1 said this act is known and may be cited as the Halsey-Nicely Legal Tender Act. I move for adoption.
That's the proper motion, probably seconded. Any discussion on the amendment? Seeing none, any objection to the question? Seeing none, we're voting. All those in favor of adopting amendment number 2, vote aye when the bell rings. Those opposed, vote no. Has every member voted? Does any member wish to change their vote? Mr. Clerk, please take the vote.
Ayes 92, no nays.
Amendment number 2 is adopted. Next amendment, Mr. Clerk.
Mr. Speaker, no further amendments.
Chairman Halsey, you recognize.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. And that's very humbling. I appreciate it more than you know. For 9 or 10 years, been working on bills like this to establish planks and platforms for the state of Tennessee to be secure on what seems to be coming down the pike. One little piece of this is this bill. It makes gold and silver legal tender in the state of Tennessee. Several other states have done this. One of the benefits of it is as we grow more and reach about 50% of the states, there will be an approach made to the IRS to do away with capital gains tax, on which, of course, would be legal tender, which is money. There are some other bills coming that deal with gold transactional processes. You need this bill in place for that to happen. My biggest fear is a central bank digital currency that's looming out there. This gives Tennessee other options when that gets here. So I think it makes good sense and it's good protection, and there you have it. And I renew my motion, Mr. Speaker.
Chairman Halsey renews the motion. Any discussion on the bill? Chairman Faison, you recognize.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. Chairman Halsey, is this your last bill?
Chairman Halsey.
It is.
Chairman Faison.
Brother, I want to tell you that there's probably people in here who think you're as old as gold and silver. But you are pure gold, and you're invaluable. And we love you. Thank you for your service, brother.
Any further discussion? Representative Parkinson.
I don't know what it is with our seniors in here, but them leaving the microphone before it's time to leave the mic. Yeah, but Chairman Halsey, I just want to, say thank you, for all the years that we've served together. Chairman Halsey, I was blessed to be one of the only people to get a marijuana bill to the House floor, and not be nice. And Chairman Halsey, I talked to him about it on the front end, and he said he would support it, and he kept his word, and that meant a lot to me. And although we got it to the floor, we didn't get 50. We got 46 votes and not 50. But the fact that you stayed with me on legislation, and then you had some more financial legislation that you ran, and I stayed with you on it, and we worked well together. I truly appreciate your integrity and your honor and your ability and your courage when it comes to either supporting or opposing legislation that is not popular amongst your colleagues on the other side of the aisle. That it takes a lot of courage to do that, and you will be missed. miss your humor and miss, all of the funny stuff that we talk about between the elevator and the parking lot. So thank you again for all that you've given and contributed to our state. We truly appreciate you. Thank you so much.
Representative Wright.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. I've been here 8 years, and I need one last story.
Chairman Halsey.
I was at a restaurant recently, and there was an older couple sitting beside me, and the man said, "Have you eaten at the new restaurant downtown?" And I said, "What's the name of it?" And he said, well, he said, "What's that real pretty flower with the thorns?" And I said, "A rose." And he turned to his wife and said, "Rose, what's the name of that new restaurant downtown?" I'm just that far from there.
All right, any further discussion? Representative Shaw.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. Mr. Chairman, I guess I'm the only guy in here can say I kind of know how you feel. It is very humbling to think that our colleagues think enough of us to do what just happened to you. And I'm very grateful to you. I've always appreciated your wisdom. I've learned a lot from you just by listening to you. And I just want to say thank you for your service and God bless you.
All right, any further discussion? Seeing none, any objection to the question? Seeing none, we're voting. All those in favor of House Bill 2038 as amended, vote aye when the bell rings. Those opposed, vote no. Has every member voted? Does any member wish to change their vote? Ms. Clerk, please take the vote.
Ayes 90, no nays, 2 present, unvoted.
House Bill 2038 having received a constitutional majority, hereby declare passed without objection. The motion reconsiders table. Leader Lamberth, you're recognized. Leader Lambert, you're recognized.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. After consulting with the Minority Leader and Chairman, I move that House Bill 1259, 1455, 1702, 1966, 2174, and 2327 be heard in the Calendar Rules Committee this week.
You've heard the motion. Any objections? Without objection, so ordered. Leader Lambert.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. I do anticipate objection on this. I move that SJR 650 be heard in the Education Administration Subcommittee this week.
You heard the motion. Any objection? There's objection. We're on the board. All those in favor of Senate Joint Resolution 650 being heard in the Education Administration Subcommittee today, vote aye. When the bell rings, those opposed vote no. Has every member voted? Does any member wish to change their vote? Mr. Clerk, please take the vote.
Aye, 67, 22 nays.
Motion passes. Leader Lambert, you're recognized.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. Move that House Bill 1754, 2075, 2182, 2317 be heard in the Finance, Ways, and Means Subcommittee today.
Heard the motion. Any objections? Without objection, so ordered. Leader Lambert, you're recognized.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. Move that House Bills 2669 and 2670 be heard in the Private Acts Committee today.
Heard the motion. Any objections? Without objection, so ordered. Leader Lambert, you're recognized.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. I move that SJR 1022 be heard in the Public Service Subcommittee today.
Heard the motion. Any objections? Without objection, so ordered. Mr. Clerk.
Mr. Speaker, the schedule for the rest of the day. Private Acts, House Hearing Room 1 at 12:30. Private Acts, House Hearing Room 1, 12:30. Everything else will meet immediately following one another. Private Acts, Public Service Sub, then State and Local Full, Education Administration, Full Education, Finance Sub, Finance, Calendar and Rules in that order, all immediately following each other in House Hearing Room 1.
Leader Lambert, Leader Lambert.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. Members, obviously we have several committees to meet. Please, 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 if you are on those committees or you have one of the bills that I just mentioned, don't go far because they will be meeting in rapid succession. Other than that, Mr. Speaker, I move that we stand in recess until 3:30 today.
Without objection, so ordered.